Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon, and I'm looking at Henry Cavill's weird-ass CGI mouth, which hopefully we'll be seeing a little bit less of, maybe, possibly. Yeah, the Snyder Cut is going to be a thing. It's going to be on HBO Max eventually in 2021. So congratulations for those of you who care. The Snyder Cut's coming. Personally, I don't know if I care. I've seen Justice League twice. I wasn't really that into it. I know a lot of people were really looking forward to eventually having the Snyder Cut be a thing. So it is big news. I mean, this is huge news that they're doing it. Very interesting that they're saving it for HBO Max, because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they save it for HBO Max? It's been like the most requested DCEU thing, next to Amber Heard getting fired. But I digress. Here we go. This is coming from The Hollywood Reporter. It will be an entirely new thing. Zack Snyder's $20 million plus Justice League cut plans revealed. HBO Max will debut the project in 2021, possibly in a 4-hour director's cut or in 6 TV-style chapters. I'm not liking that. As the Helmer gets the gang back together with the original post-production crew to score, cut, and finish the visual effects. So Snyder did exit the movie due to a family emergency, and then it was substantially reshot and retooled by Joss Whedon. And I think this is why if I recall correctly, I know a lot of you have followed this a lot closer than I have, this is why we got weird-ass Henry Cavill mouth going on here. In the time since the release, something unusual happened. A growing movement of fans, rallied by the hashtag Release the Snyder Cut, has called, agitated, petitioned, even bought a Times Square billboard and chartered a plane to fly a banner over Comic-Con for Snyder's version to be released. And on the film's second anniversary, the hashtag had its biggest day ever, with even the movie's stars, Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck, adding their voices on Twitter. So here the morning after was their agent saying they were willing to concede. This is real. People out there want it. Would you guys ever consider doing something? A whispered about secret for months was revealed Wednesday when Zack Snyder confirmed at the end of an online screening of his 2013 movie Man of Steel that his version of Justice League was indeed real. And that will be coming to HBO Max, the Warner Media digital streaming service, launching on May 27th, and is expected to debut in 2021. It's currently unclear what form Snyder's Justice League will take. Whether it will be released as an almost 4-hour director's cut or split into 6 chapters has yet to be decided. That would be a bad move. But the Snyders are now in the midst of reassembling much of their original post-production crew to score, cut, and add new visual effects, maybe bring back some of the dialogue, bring people back in to record additional dialogue. It's unclear the cost of the endeavor. They're talking $20 to $30 million. It's going to be an entirely new thing, and especially talking to those who have seen the released movie, a new experience apart from that movie. I hope so, because I really didn't care for Justice League very much. It was okay. It had some decent moments in it, but it really didn't feel like it didn't have the gravitas, I guess, of Avengers. You know, if they were going to do a Justice League movie, for one thing, you introduce everybody first, right? You don't introduce, Cyborg and Aquaman in the movie and Flash, and I really do not like Ezra Miller's Flash. Don't like it. But if I were going to do a Justice League movie, I would basically just take the Justice League cartoon from Bruce Timm and film the origin movie, film that pilot, and I would have been happy. Anyway, they're gonna give it another go. So I have to wonder if this is going to set a precedent for troubled movies to get a second life on streaming. Off the top of my head, I can think of The Rise of Skywalker. Maybe The Rise of Skywalker, they'll actually give us the George Lucas cut. It's rumored that it's out there. That would be kind of interesting to see, although I don't think you can save that movie. I don't think you can save the sequel trilogy, but would have been really interesting to see what his version of the movie was like. And again, is this Warner Media listening to fans? Fans have been asking for this forever, and they're finally giving it to them. But, are we going to get the movie that everybody expects to get? Or is it going to be like Final Fantasy VII Remake, where, yeah, you got a remake, but it's actually a reboot, and you're going to have to buy it in chunks. I don't like the idea of them breaking the movie up into different parts. They'll probably release like one a month, so you have to subscribe to the service for 6 months. Since we're talking about HBO Max, it does launch in a week. And, you know, all of these studios are scrambling. AT&T just had to do a debt offering, $3.27 billion in new debt. This is very similar to what Disney's done, Comcast has done, not as extensive, but they had a bad first quarter. They didn't have a very good first quarter. So the conglomerate already has a heavy debt load, holding more than $150 billion in debt at the end of 2019. Boosting its liquidity. That's what they had talked about, boosting the liquidity, because look, all productions have stopped. You know, Batwoman stopped. Batwoman's not being filmed and Batwoman quit. What are they going to do? I don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, they said the company's communications, broadband, and enterprise businesses continue to drive revenue because, of course, you know, AT&T primarily is a phone company, internet provider, etc. Incoming CEO John Stankey told analysts on the company's last earnings call they also provide a foundation that can absorb pressure from the other parts of the business that are facing headwinds because of COVID. That includes AT&T's media business, Warner Media, and DirecTV. They've been severely impacted. The company said in its last earnings report that paying down debt remains a top priority. The message we really want to give you right now is we can continue to invest and continue paying our debt and continue to pay our dividend, all in a very flexible environment. Paying down the debt is a top priority. They're betting heavy on HBO Max. I don't know if it's coming to Amazon, though. Amazon Fire TV, which sucks because most of the TVs in our house have a Fire TV stick. And I'm really not real happy that they're not going to be coming to the Fire TV. Apparently, now this happened with Disney too, with Disney Plus. They waited until like the day of launch or a couple days before launch to be like, yeah, we made a deal. I think it would be in everybody's best interest to do it, but Amazon might view HBO as being a direct competitor. Warner Media and Roku are in negotiations. So yeah, I mean, this is like, even if they roll this out, I'm like, which devices is it going to be on? Because if it's not on Roku and Amazon TV, on Fire TV, you know, who's going to watch it? I don't know. Now, speaking of cutting down on debt, I want to go back to this because we did another video where we talked about how AT&T almost sold off Crunchyroll to Sony. We've been talking about how Rooster Teeth and Crunchyroll and Cartoon Network and all these companies could eventually be rolled into one singular like animation studio or whatever. The other option is that they sell off assets, and apparently AT&T was going to sell Crunchyroll. Now, Bounding Into Comics picked it up from our video, but as far as I know, nobody's talking about this. It's very odd because there are a lot of anime news sources out there. They're not talking about this at all. And this website is actually an industry insider website. It's pretty reputable. Maybe the problem is you have to pay to view the article, and nobody's willing to pay to view the article. We did, but yeah, they were looking at selling off Crunchyroll just a couple of months ago, and then COVID happened. So I gotta wonder if they're not going to revisit that possibility after everything kind of goes back to normal, whenever things go back to normal. I don't know, but they're borrowing money right now to free up their liquidity. Make sure they have some cash reserves. And, you know, they've been talking. There are going to be layoffs. So, yeah, who knows what's going to happen. We're going to keep an eye on Warner Media. HBO Max, we're actually super excited about, but I'm really bummed if it doesn't come to Fire TV. I'm very, very upset about that, actually. I just found this out today. So I'm sure they'll probably work something out at some point, because I think a good chunk of streamers, a good chunk of consumers that use streaming devices use the Fire TV. Anyway, there we go, guys. It's official. Snyder Cut coming in some form. We'll see if it's a movie or a series or whatever they're going to do with it. You excited about it? Leave a comment. Let me know, because I'm kind of like, whatever. I could take it or leave it, but everybody is talking about it, so I'd be remiss if we didn't do a video on it. We'll talk later. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.